man fatally shot his partner, the infant daughter, and wounded another girl before taking his own life along the banks of a river. At around midday on Saturday the 3rd of June, authorities responded to a duplex home at 124 Elkins Street in Franklin, New Hampshire, and reports of shots fired. One neighbour reported hearing at least 5 gunshots. When officers arrived, they found 35-year-old Nicole Hughes and 18-month-old daughter Ariel Bell deceased from multiple gunshot wounds, and the deaths were ruled a homicide. A second child, who was 5 years old, was at the scene and suffered from a gunshot wound to her right arm and a laceration to her back. She was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries and was treated and released. Authorities said she's staying with an extended family as she recovers. Authorities immediately identified 42-year-old Jamie Bell as a shooter. He had fled the scene and an extensive search began for him. The New Hampshire State Police helicopter and the SWAT team responded to the area, with multiple law enforcement agencies joining the search. At around 5:30 p.m, Jamie was found dead on the banks of the nearby Merrimack River, with a single self-inflicted incised wound to his neck. An autopsy determined that he took his own life. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office described Jamie as an intimate partner of Nicole and the father of the girl he shot to death. The department said that the 5-year-old girl is Nicole's daughter from a different relationship. Jamie has a criminal past. He's been jailed multiple times over the last 15 years for convictions relating to assaults, burglaries, DUIs, weapon charges, drug charges and more. The motive behind the triple shooting remains unclear as the investigation into the matter continues. A man is behind bars after allegedly fatally shot his son over the weekend. At around 2:30 p.m. on Saturday the 3rd of June, authorities responded to a home at 2518 Ralph Avenue in Shively, Kentucky, and reports of shots fired. When officers arrived at the scene, they found 21-year-old Jordan Qualls, who had been shot inside the residence, and he had died at the scene. Police arrested Jordan's father, 59-year-old William Qualls, in connection with the shooting and charged him with murder. Investigators said that when they got there, the suspect was outside the house with his hands up. William's mother told police that an argument happened between the three of them, and her son shot her grandson during it. William told police that while he was downstairs, he heard Jordan arguing with his grandmother and his sister. He said he went upstairs to calm everyone down, but after returning downstairs, he said he continued to hear arguing, and he got his handgun from his bedroom. William said that he then went to the kitchen and saw his mother, Jordan's grandmother, on the floor, and that's when he shot his son in the head. William is set to be arraigned at 9 a.m. on Monday. A mother and a daughter were arrested after the family's grandmother's decomposing remains were found hiding in the basement of a home. At just after 1:35 p.m. on Friday the 2nd of June, authorities responded to a house on the 200 block of Hill Road in Landover, Maryland for a welfare check. The man who called 911 was unable to reach 71-year-old Margaret Craig for a few days and was worried about her. When officers arrived at the premises, 44-year-old Candace Craig opened the door and allowed officers inside to search the residence. When they made their way to the basement of the house, the officers immediately detected a foul odour of decomposition. Based on evidence gathered at the home, as well as multiple interviews, the preliminary investigation suggests that Candace murdered her mother on the 23rd of May, and her 19-year-old daughter Celia Hardy tried to help get rid of the remains by hiding them in the basement the following day. Candace has been charged with murder, while Celia has been charged with accessory after the fact. The chief medical examiner will confirm the victim's identity and try to figure out the cause of death. Both women are held in custody at the Department of Corrections. The motive remains under investigation.